same pressure I had, like not being able to do the thing you wanted to do, go on a mission, whatever. And then just feeling the guilt that came with that. And witnessing kind of the family not do their part to sort of take away that guilt, but kind of be like, yeah, well, you made some bad choices and now here you are, now you're reaping the benefits, and I think that's a really challenging place to be at a young age,
How do you feel about the particulars of, there's some dogma, maybe is a term for, not drinking coffee, not doing psilocybin,
mm-hmm.
not having relationships out of wedlock. And how do you feel about those things now? I'm sure you've wrestled with, well, it seems like there were periods of your life. You're pretty, but from my perspective, I don't exactly see you even drinking coffee all that often. It seems like you've gone pretty long stretches of your life.
I'm definitely drinking coffee right now.
I know, but,
I love coffee.
It seems like in later life, you've relaxed on those.
I will say this. Because I think it's hard for me to sit here and say, it's almost painful to sit here and be like, yeah, I'm drinking coffee and I've got, more tattoos than I can count on one hand and, blah, 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 and all these things. Like those are all challenging things for me to acknowledge because the 12-year-old me, the 16-year-old me, the one who was, crying into his pillow because he had, said something or done something that was kind of against the church's rules. There is a part of me that still feels that guilt. And it's wild to me how, I remember when I was seeking out like advice, therapy, what have you, that there's so much that I was kind of putting onto other people in my life, their relationships, my expectations of them. Because if I'm living by this moral code, then they have to, and other people, and and not being able to relax. And I remember vividly the reason I did psilocybin is because my therapist recommended it, and I struggled with that so much. I was like, this is against the church and blah blah blah, and this is a party drug, and he's like, dude, trust me. He's like, this ain't a party drug. He's like, you're not going to be doing this night after night. He's like, this is going to open you up in ways that you will not believe. Yeah. And it was recommended. And I sat with a therapist and I did it. And I kind of toiled with that emotionally, felt like I had to pray about it. And, never asked permission, but it was just something that I did. And every choice that I'm making now in my life, where I live, how I treat people, my relationship with my kids, relationship with my wife has been because of that experience. I would say it's the top 3 experience in my life: getting married, my first son being born, and psilocybin. Wow. Not my second son being born, because I've already seen one kid be born, so nothing new. But I would genuinely say, like, the reason I live in Iceland with my kids, the reason I uprooted myself so I could be closer to my family. And what's crazy is that, on paper, maybe me 10 years ago was a more saintly dude, and somebody who was, Do
you think that was helping you at that time to be sort of even more productive, more efficient, more dialed?
Totally, 100%. But I think the problem is like the weight that I was carrying
was too much.
Was so different. And I think that's the crazy thing, is that on paper, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, it was a different version of me. Now, I feel so much closer to my kids. Mm-hmm. I feel so much happier inside. I feel like I can legitimately give to others more because I need less. Mm-hmm. And because I feel less guilt and heaviness and weight for the decisions that I just, couldn't process, couldn't come to terms with. Why am I such a, a sinner about whatever it is, right?